you ever felt like you are just not enough? No matter how much knowledge you have, no matter how much passion you have, no matter how much education, no matter how much talent you have, every time you walk into a room, you feel like shrinking yourself. When you go to people, you just don't know what to talk. You feel like you are the most useless person in the room and everybody else is just far more accomplished. Well, let me tell you, the problem is not with different people. The problem is with you. Yes, you. You lack confidence. You lack the belief in yourself. And today, we're gonna change that. If you're somebody who wants to build up your confidence and walk into a room, walk into a stage as if you own it, and you want people to talk about you, keep watching because this video might be for you. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Navya Studios, where we talk about empowering women, how to make them the best version of themselves, the most it version of themselves, while also developing how to become a better person in and out myself. So, let's get into it. Let's go take a trip down the memory lane. I want to go back to when you were just a 5-year-old kid. You had dreams in your eyes. You felt like you could become an artist, a doctor, a scientist, an engineer. You felt like anything in this world was possible. What do you think happened to that 6-year-old person? The person who was so confident that when their parents asked to just go, hey, and show their dance moves, you would just be like, these are my moves. What do you think happened to that girl? Let me tell you, that girl was subjected to external criticism. Growing up, our parents, our siblings, our friends are our internal world. They support us, they encourage us to be our best version of ourselves. However, as we grow up and we get exposed to the external environment like college, colleagues, jealous people, and whatever bunch of people, they criticize you. They feel like, hey, you're not good enough. Even though you're a talented artist, they will tell you, but their painting was so much better. I mean, you're a good artist, but theirs was just better. You are subjected to comparison. You are subjected to an environment where you feel so negative about yourself. That is what diminishes your confidence. Because even though you were a confident girl when you were 6, now when you walk into a room, you feel like shrinking yourself and going back to a shell because you feel like you're just not enough. Today, we're going to change that. Today, we are going to bring back that confident 6-year-old girl into the woman that you are today and show the world that you are enough and you have what it takes to make people know that, hey, I don't need to be anybody like anybody else. I am me and I am enough. When I was in college, I was very confident about my communication skills because growing up, I had always participated in Hindi recitation competitions, essays, etc. And I have won every single elocution I have ever participated in. But when I went to college, there were a lot of people around me who told me, Navya, you might have good communication, but there are people who are just better than you and so much brighter than you. My problem was I let them get into my head. That is why the step number 1 is to just ignore the external noise. That is why this earth, this planet has a billion people around. And that means there are always going to be a billion opinions. Your work is to ignore them and realize that they are just opinions. You know, there's a famous proverb that you don't listen to people you will never go to advice for. And that is so true. Always listen to your inner self. Always listen to your parents, your siblings, your friends, your confidants who will always cheer you up because they are your 2 critics as well. If they feel like you're doing something wrong, they will tell you on their face. So you do not have to listen to a bunch of wannabes saying, hey, you're not enough. Let them know, I am enough. Just go find your own, another person to pester with, right? So step number 1 is to always mute the external noise. Step number 2 is owning the room. When you walk into a stage, when you walk into a boardroom, why do we always feel like we are taking so much space? Why do we shrink ourselves? Why don't we just believe in ourselves? That is because, as I've said, the world has had too many opinions about us. You're too loud. you're too shy, you're too extrovert, you need to calm yourself down. No, no, no. We don't have to listen to anybody. Even if you have stage fright, what is the one thing everybody has always told you to do? Which is there in every book? That's right. Everybody expects you to just imagine everybody naked. Let me tell you, that advice has helped nobody in this industry or in history. So you have to realize that the only, for me, motivation that how can you achieve that confidence is to realize to practice. When you have a presentation coming up, when you have an important speech coming up, practice is what will give you confidence, because a day prior, practice as many times as it takes for you to realize that you are confident. Once you go on the stage, even if you goof up, you will know that hey, at least I tried, right? So step number 2 is always practice the confidence, because confidence is something that which people expect that is there in a lot of people, which is inborn, but it's not. It's a trait which can be gladly inculcated. Step number 3 is dress for confidence. Now imagine again, you have a very important stage, you have to give a speech to, like let's just say you've been invited for a TEDx, because why not? And you want to dress the best that you can. You want to wear pants, you want to wear silhouettes. When you go to parties, you want to dress the best because you want to look the best. So why can't we do that in our daily lives? Why do we treat ourselves so casual when it comes to daily things? I mean, I've always believed that dressing up means actually shows how much you care about yourself. You know, there's a saying that your external environment actually shows your internal environment. If you have a messy room, that means you have a messy mind. If you have organized wardrobes, that means you're very sorted in your head. Same goes for clothing. If you're wearing t-shirts too many times, it just shows you are a casual, chill person. If you dress up for yourself, you will realize that it shows that you actually take yourself seriously and you take efforts for yourself. So step number 3 is, ladies, to always make efforts for yourself. Now, fourth and the last step of this video, which is very imperative, take up the space. We as girls, we as women have always been criticized for taking too much space. You are too loud. You are taking too much space. You are too bright. Why are you wearing such bright colors? No. You can wear whatever you want as long as you want it. You can speak however loudly you want as long as you want it. I mean, of course, looking at the environment. But the point here is, don't be afraid to ask what you want. Don't be like, hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? Why will that person mind? You can ask the question. That is your birthright. Just be like, hey, I have a question for you. That's it. You do not have to be scared to take anybody's permission to take up the space. Just own it. You take up all the space you want and let the world adjust, because they have to. You are there on this planet because you're 1 in a billion. Let everybody else adjust. You've got your own attitude. That, of course, does not mean that you have to be arrogant and snobby, but that means you have to rightfully take what is yours, even if it means space. So ultimately, girlies, what we have learned today is that the one thing that is stopping us from achieving our goals is not our discipline or motivation or anything. It's our confidence. Our inbuilt thing is that we always question ourselves, like, if I open that Instagram channel, will people even watch me? If I decide to actually take a lead on the project, will the people take me seriously? Why will they not? You have to take, because you're not taking yourself seriously. The moment you start doing that, the people will start doing that for you as well. Develop their confidence and know that people who actually love you will always be there to support you, will always criticize you when you're wrong. But they are the ones you have to ultimately listen to. So step number 1 was that. Step number 2 was to always practice your confidence. Step number 3 was to dress and take efforts for yourself. And step number 4 was to always take up the space, because nobody is stopping you. Okay, so that's it from my end for today and this week. Remember that you are beautiful, you are strong, and you are bold. You don't need anybody's opinions. You have to believe in yourself. And for next week, I have a little surprise for you. We are going to be analyzing our favorite main character girlies and understand what makes them so unique, what attracts us to them, and how can we actually incorporate them in our real lives. Till then, stay beautiful, stay bold, stay confident. Love you all. Bye.